Sure. Obviously, we're super proud of our guys and what they're able to accomplish this season. And we fell a touch short today, but it won't define us. It won't be the worst thing that ever happens to us. So we lost to a really talented and well-coached basketball team in Lutheran East. All credit to them, and congratulations to them as well. And we'll plan on going back to work. With the seniors, you couldn't ask for a better group of guys. That was hard. I didn't prepare anything in the locker room for getting beat, so it was tough. I don't know if words would do justice to how I feel about those guys. So, but we certainly will miss them.
Yeah, for Jason, just curious what you're thinking right now. You guys, had such a great run here. Obviously, you wanted to get over the top. At the same time, it is a special season and a special accomplishment to make it here.
Yeah, probably just say I'm feeling sad. Came this far, had a great season, 28-0 coming up to this point. Sad, especially for our seniors, Theo here. They've taken us so far, the leadership from him and some of the other guys. It's just sad that we came this far and lost, but yeah.
For Coach, first of all, congratulations on a great run. Where would you rank this in the season in terms of being a physical game?
Thanks, Kevin. It was very physical, but we've been a beneficiary of that a lot. We play physical basketball. They play physical basketball. It was physical. I don't want to go as far as to say, it bothered us maybe a little bit, but they defended us as well as anybody's defended us all year long without question. Some have defended us really well as well, but I thought they had a little bit of quickness, and I thought rebounding the ball, was really a big thing. And we turned it over, a couple more times than we normally do, and that probably has something to do with the physicality. But I thought we did a nice job matching physicality. I thought we liked playing that way. I didn't have a problem with any of that.
Can you kind of just share a little bit about the fourth quarter? Obviously went into it, tied. It seemed like Lutheran East, they were struggling from beyond the arc and then kind of got hot at the right moment. And then offensively for you guys too, just seemed a little bit harder to come by points. What kind of changed in those final 8 minutes that made it difficult to overcome?
I thought they picked it up, but I think that's what teams that, win state titles do. They've done it. It's on film numerous times. They did it with Richmond Heights. They did it, last year in the same situation. It's just that team's going to pick it up. We knew they might bring some traps. We had some ideas as to what they were going to do, and we turned it over a couple times that became costly. But even then, I thought we leveled off, weathered the storm. Trying to get tied into the media timeout was what I was looking for if we could, and then try to do some things from there. But I thought we still were able to execute some things. But, yeah, they bumped us off some things, came through some, over the top of some screens where we couldn't get them picked off. And I thought they did a great job with us defensively. But I just thought they picked it up a little bit and made execution difficult. And they hit a couple shots in the zone. We had a couple possessions where they turned it over and we turned it over immediately back that probably I'll see at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Jason, you had a much better statistic game than you did in the semifinal today. Can you describe your approach a little bit out there tonight? And then as a follow-up, Coach, if you can talk about Jason's performance tonight and just everything that he was able to accomplish this year and today.
I don't know. I'd really just say that I was trying to just keep going. Just fight through adversity. I was trying to get us going early so we can get out to a good start. But, yeah, I feel like our calls were we had a lot of calls to get me going. But, yeah.
I thought he just had foul trouble the other night. I thought he still – we still needed him to win that basketball game the other night. It was just foul trouble. That's which happens to every player. Good player, every player gets that at some point. I thought tonight he was ultra dynamic, and when things started moving in his direction, we started to shift what we want to call, set-wise offensively to try to get him in spaces where he could be successful, and then we tried to land teammates in spots around him where if he couldn't find it, he could find them. We were trying to see who was rallying off of who, and where we could get into spaces. But, yeah, I thought he was ultra dynamic tonight. All credit to him. I see he had 27. I didn't realize that at the time. But he was excellent to see me.
Coach, the guy directly in front of me 2 seasons ago mentioned you guys as a team to watch. You guys had all freshmen and sophomores. Thought you guys would have a chance to be pretty good over the next few years. At any point in the last few seasons, did you think that these guys could be on this stage? And I guess what moment or moments were the turning point for you?
This year, I'll answer the first part first. Sure. I mean, we knew because of the senior class, we knew that class had some success. We knew we'd be pretty good. And then the influx of guys like Jason and Caden, these younger guys come in. And then, there were a couple early practices where the way we shared the ball and the chemistry we showed and how quick we were to pick up on what we do defensively, conceptually. We were a little quicker this year to figure out how to do the things that we want to do. And then you start thinking, well, I think we could be pretty good. And then, I thought, as the season went along, I thought the first Reedy game when we couldn't really kind of slog through the fourth quarter, and they did a great job. And, we stayed ultra calm thanks to, Mr. Calm. And we were able to get through that. Jay hits a gigantic shot at the end of the game, and then we move on from there. And then I thought Fairbanks would give us a decent amount of trouble. I thought they did some things that would bother us in the Central District. And when we went through them, that's where I started to think, okay, we might have the ability to get, all the way to the top. So did I get that? Is that okay?
First question for Theo. Being a senior, you've had a lot of experience playing with this team. Can you, I know probably tough in the moment right now, but just reflect on your journey and what this program has meant to you? And then after Theo, curious to hear from Caden and Jason, the impact and what you gained from playing with someone like Theo and the couple other seniors that you guys had.
Yeah, for sure. Right now it's going to be pretty difficult to reflect. It's got a lot in one moment, but I think the first thing that comes to mind is just I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for Coach Worsler, for the whole staff, all my teammates I've had over the last 4 years. I'm really hard on myself a lot, and, credit to my teammates that always pick me up. Coach Worsler always picks me up, and they just always believe in me over the last 4 years. And I think being undersized, I always play with a chip on my shoulder, and I think my calmness and my aggressiveness has just been an impact for us in the last 4 years. And I think it's just all credit to Coach Worsler and my teammates over the last 4 years. It's been a great 4 years.
You got it, kid.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure playing alongside guys like Theo and Anderson, MJ, all the other seniors. They push us on the days where, we're going a little slower, in the weight room, outside of practice, just displaying that good leadership. So it's been a great opportunity to play alongside guys like all the seniors.
Theo, since freshman year when I'm coming up, he's taken me under his wing and taught me so much stuff. I ran a little bit more point this year, how to handle the point, how to fight through adversity, like Caden said during practices when we're all sluggish. Him and a couple other guys like MJ get us going and get us some energy. But Theo, he's been great. He's the one who keeps us all calm no matter what. He's really the team captain of our team this year.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
a game. I think TJ called it earlier. He said it's probably be the game of the week. I think it was a great back and forth game. Two really good defensive teams going at it. Just happy we came on the other end of it. It could have went either way. I'm sure you guys watched it and felt that way too. But proud of these guys to show the grit they showed, the toughness they showed throughout this entire season. We had a lot of ups and downs. And these guys handled adversity well, man. And for them to be underclassmen for the most part and come away with a state championship is pretty special.
Feels like you guys are used to this. At least you are. You know, what did you impart on these guys this week with this tough opponent?
Well, first thing we talk about is character. These are the behind the scenes that you guys don't know, but I feel like we had an awful week of practice the week before. And I told them, I said, hey, man, like, the game is won with preparation, you know what I'm saying? And we were lucky to escape Memphis. And then for those guys to take that message as a young team and bounce back and come to practice hard every day and lock back in and watch extra film and lift the extra weights they were lifting. And, I feel like that's where the game is won. And, the state Final Four is not always about talent. It's about character. It's about toughness. Whose heart's bigger, who wants it more. And as you saw, like those last rebounds or last free throws, that's what it comes down to. And if you don't have character to dig deep and, be a humble individual, take coaching and all of that, you don't win this game. You know what I mean? And I think these guys were able to do that today.
Coach, I think one of the most important things for teams to have is a short memory, right? Against Richmond Heights, you guys found yourself down 15 early. We're able to figure out a way to come back and win that one. This game, you guys are 2 of 12 from 3 going into the fourth quarter. Dylan hit a big one. Ty hit a big one. Where does that come from with these guys that they just kind of have this next play mentality?
Oh, that's just practice and preparation. We put the kids in tough situations every day in practice. We prepare to be down in games. We prepare to miss shots, and like we talk about every single day, we're going to win with our defense because you can't dictate how many shots you make or miss. You can't dictate how the refs call the game, but what you can dictate is your heart and your toughness. And those guys never lose confidence on the offensive end because they know that they got a defense that like in their back pocket. So that's the kind of team this is.
Chris, you and Ty are some of the best guard defenders in the state of Ohio. I think you guys had 9 steals today. What sort of drives you guys on that end of the court to just play so hard?
Coach Sam, like you said, defense win games. Me and Ty just want to win, so every time we step on the court, we just think about defense.
Dylan, this is a new stage for you. How big were TJ and Chris for you this week since they have been here before?
They've been big for me, asking questions, giving advice, because they're the only 2 on our team who's actually been here before. So they know what comes with it. So they were big for me.
Coach, I remember talking to you in June. I believe we were like the Cleveland State team camp, and you just looked at me and you said, man, T, we stink right now. You guys were taking some bad losses at times, and then, I kind of asked a similar question to the previous school, but what was the, turning point you think with these young guys? Was it in the summer? Was it early in practice where you were like, I think this group has a chance despite the lack of experience?
I think it's our strength of schedule. I think we go around and we play everybody. We don't pick and choose our games. Whoever's the best or ranked the best, we say yes. And we are blessed to be able to play in showcases. There's a lot of people there, and we're at the primetime game, and the pressure is on. And that is where they gain the confidence, and they can get better, because you have to challenge them, And I believe in putting them in the most adverse situations possible so that ultimately we dance and march. That's what we say, and we lose big games in the year sometime, and other people are celebrating, and we go in the locker room and say, hey, listen to me. We dance and march. And this was about, it's 0-0 in March. I don't care what our record is. Our standard here is stay or bust, and it doesn't matter who walks through those doors. That's the standard. And these guys know that, and we just put our head down and work.
TJ, Coach mentioned the last week of practice, the week before being a tough one. What was it about Minford, or what did it do for you guys coming off that emotional high of the Richmond game I guess, reset for this important week?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was kind of an emotional roller coaster, going back and being Richmond, a lot of confidence. Like Coach Sam said, a little sloppy week of practice. I don't feel like we gave it our all or up to our standards, championship standard. When it gets Medford, they gave us a scare, so we just knew we couldn't have that feeling of losing. I haven't experienced a feeling of losing in the playoffs. Chris hasn't either. None of us have. So we just didn't want to feel that. So this past week, we played really hard in practice, 110%, gave it our all, followed Coach Sam's game plan, and ultimately led us to success.
That feeling of not knowing what it's like to lose, how hard is that for you as a coach to get these guys maybe sometimes when they don't know that disappointment?
I think it's impossible. It is. It's like you just pray that they're listening to you. You kind of reiterate it every single day, and you preach to them and how many team meetings we had, guys, and how many late night texts I sent in the group chat. And it's all about just character building things because, like I said earlier, character is everything, man. That's how you become a champion. You got to have the right heart. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a selfish individual. You got to be selfless. You got to be humble. You got to be willing to sacrifice something. I mean, all of these kids sacrifice their own individual game when they come on our team. Or we got a talented team. They can go to any school they want and be the man and average 20, 30 points. But, anytime you're trying to play for something great and you choose to come to a school with talented guys, that takes a lot of sacrifice.
Hey, Coach, I think we get so used to seeing you down here, and this guy's been down here a couple times, but I've been coming to this for 30 years, and I think we get so used to it. But 30 years ago, you tell somebody two sophomores and a freshman are going to be starring in a state championship game. Even you had to be a little bit surprised on this stage. I know you play an incredible schedule, but this stage, these guys were unflappable today.
No, I agree. In the preseason, we just wanted to make it to the state Final Four. And then with a young team, you just say roll the dice, because a lot of teams got seniors. Some people got experience. They've been here. And it's incredibly tough to win this game with a young team. But, man, I'm shocked. I'm not going to lie. I am. I'm shocked. I'm impressed with these guys. Those guys never lost confidence. They was kind of betting me like, Coach, I bet you we win. I'm like, listen, y'all don't know. Y'all don't understand. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that they got a different perspective now, playing tough teams like Medford and like Columbus Academy. Those guys were really, really tough.
You guys did a really nice job of containing a lot of the players for Academy. They only had one guy score double digits, but that one guy was Jason Singleton, who had 27 points. I know you've seen a lot of great players this season, years past, but can you just kind of speak about the challenges it was to contain him, and interested from the coach's perspective, and if one of the players can answer as well, please?
Yeah, Jason is a very, very fundamental player. He plays with a great pace. It's very incredibly hard to speed him up. So we just wanted to make his life difficult, but we knew we couldn't really stop him. He's a really, really good player, but we wanted to make everybody else around him have a rough night. And I think we played great team defense overall, and we just kind of knew that Singleton's not even a super three-point threat either, so it kind of played in our hands a little bit. We got length at the rim, so we try to force him into those situations.
Coach, I think one of my favorite things about watching you guys is like this big brother, little brother dynamic that you and Jones have. And, sometimes I just catch you guys like bickering back and forth on the bench. I can see when you guys like disagree, and he's just like, all right, Sam, whatever. Just talk about the dynamic and relationship that you two have and how important that's been.
So Anthony Jones, we call him A.D. Jones because he's the AD at our school. Me and him has been best friends since we were 14. So that should tell you a lot you need to know. We don't agree on anything. We don't, but when it comes to just taking care of the kids in the school, like, we got the same goal and agenda. So it all works out, but, yeah, on game day, we never agree.
Tonight?
30 days. For me, 30 days. I haven't been. I've been up since 3:30 this morning, man. I seriously been up since 3:30 this morning, thinking about the game, thinking every scenario. I'm gonna go to bed now, and then I'll take my 30 days. I'm sure these guys got to get right in the AAU mode, which is insane if you ask me, but whatever. So yeah, they'll get right back to it. I'm gonna take my 30 days, and then we right back to it. I know they don't want to do it. No, they don't. We practiced twice yesterday. Yeah. Twice, yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.